For that, we must learn McLean Preview Standard ECU. It may be a generic solution, but ECU has detailed architecture. It will give teams flexibility in how they set up their software, which options they choose to enable, and how they fine-tune parameters. The system is designed to be highly configurable, and the team that learns how to configure it best will do better, says Van Main. Intuitively, many of the headlines revolve not around the functions the ECU offers, but one that it doesn't: traction control. This feature, like launch control, will not be available in 2008. That's why it became highly configurable. Then, considering about the winning combination, its predecessor had a memory of 256 megabytes and a maximum of 192 logging channels. Yet Star 2 has a memory of up to 1 gigabyte and 512 logging channels. There has been a stuttering process in ECU processing power in recent years, up from about 200 million instructions per second, or MIPS, to almost 200 MIPS. The ECU on a modern high-performance sports car, such as the Mercedes-Benz SLR McLaren, uses less than 50 MIPS to run the engine and conduct all of the onboard diagnostics. The new ECU's initial incarnation did not fully reveal the hand of the engineers behind it. Okay, let's see how McLaren ECUs will feature on all 08 F1 cars. First is electronic control unit. Engine and gearbox control data logging and communication. Then second part is dashboard display. Engine nivs, gear number and speed time are shown. Lap trigger receiver. This references the car's position at the start line and on the track. Then the power box. Power distributor, injection and ignition regulator. And the final part is hub interface. Through this hub interface, there are 4 of these units, 1 per wheel. They monitor wheel speed, push road load and tire at brake temperature. Then what is ECU? The definition says, or the McLaren Electronics ECU is the onboard hardware device with embedded code that gathers data from the Formula 1 car's engine, transmission, suspension system, frame components and other key elements, encrypts the data and transmits it to the trackside support team. The ECU monitors all aspects of the powertrain and gathers data from the more than 100 sensors located on each car. So, generating between 100 kilobytes and 0.5 megabyte of data per second, one car's ECU will potentially gather more than 1 gigabyte of information from the sensors during a Grand Prix race, which all of it continuously broadcast in real time back to systems located in the trackside garage of each Formula 1. Here, the ATLAS data server must lock the data without loss and provide the meanings of engineers to almost instantly retrieve and analyze the data. In addition, where not all the data could be transmitted, for example, due to restricted bandwidth, on returning to the garage, the missing data is taken directly from the car and the gaps automatically filled in by the server. The ECU data collected during practice laps and racing, as well as from testing equipments in the garage and from factory simulators, has proven so valuable that McLaren Electronics wanted to provide storage solution that made it easier and faster to retrieve telemetry data stored in specially developed, highly efficient files. In addition, the company wanted to make this data available through other tools such as Excel with a standard open database connectivity, or we can say ODBC, or object linking and embedding databases, we can say OLEDB databases, data access capability without the need to understand the file format being used. Okay, then we'll move to ATLAS server, or Advanced Telemetry Linked Analysis System. So what is this server? ECU data from the car is sent to the ATLAS server solution developed by McLaren Electronics, initially using the Visual Studio development system and now Visual Studio 2008. The ATLAS server unpacks the telemetry data from the ECU and multicast it to ATLAS client software being used by support crews. So when talking about the ATLAS database, the ATLAS database offers McLaren Electronics a relational database for ECU data to provide an easily searchable central repository. So when hosting ECU data on Microsoft SQL Server 2008 running on the Windows Server operating system using the file stream feature for faster access will provide seamless access to historic ECU data, whether from previous races, test lab simulations, or just the last lap run. Conchango is working with McLaren Electronics and Microsoft to create the database solution. The database schema includes all of the metadata about race, test, or other ECU generating event. The schema also includes a specific session data table with the file stream blob column for each ECU generating event. The solution also uses the Common Language Runtime (CLR) hosted within SQL Server. When an ECU data set is requested, a CLR function expands the binary data as a parameter result set, so it can be then be consumed by reporting and visualization tools such Office Excel 2007 and SQL Server 2008 reporting service. So final, what will be discussed in deeply in future video presentations. The following topics will be discussed with extracted information in future presentations. The topics are ECUs, or Engine Control Unit, then ATLAS Server, Advanced Telemetry Link Analysis System, then ATLAS Client, and the ATLAS database. So I hope that you gain something from this presentation session to make your mind how the functions making inside the Formula 1, and then you can get more details in our next video session that will be published very soon. So thank you, and thank you for your patience hearing.